Payday, that amazing feeling when your bank account suddenly looks healthy again. For a moment, you feel like you can buy anything you want. But hold on a second. Have you ever gotten to the end of the month and wondered where all your money went? You're not alone. It's a super common problem. We get paid, we spend, and then we stress until the next paycheck arrives. This cycle is called living paycheck to paycheck, and it can be incredibly draining. What if I told you there's a simple routine that can break this cycle and put you in control of your finances? It's not about making more money, it's about being smarter with the money you already have. Today, I am going to walk you through a step-by-step payday routine that will completely transform your relationship with money. So, what's the problem with just spending as we go? The issue is a lack of intention. Without a plan, our money just sort of disappears. A coffee here, a new shirt there, an impulse buy online, it all adds up faster than we realize. This isn't about feeling guilty for spending. It's about making sure our spending aligns with our actual goals. Maybe you want to save for a vacation, pay off debt, or build an emergency fund. But without a clear system, those goals often take a back seat to our immediate wants. This leads to financial anxiety. We worry about unexpected bills. We feel like we're not making progress, and we stay stuck. The good news is, a simple payday routine can fix all of this. It's like giving your money a GPS so it knows exactly where to go. Let's dive into the routine. I call it the first 5 because there are 5 key things you should do as soon as your salary hits your account. Think of it as a financial checklist for payday. The moment you see that deposit notification, don't rush to the shopping apps. Instead, take a few minutes to do this. Step 1 is the most important. Pay yourself first. Before you pay your landlord, your credit card bill, or even buy groceries, you need to pay your future self. This means transferring a set amount of money directly into your savings. Why first? Because if you wait until the end of the month to save what's left over, there's usually nothing left. Let's say your goal is to save 10% of your income. If you get paid $3,000, the very first thing you do is move $300 into a separate savings account. The best way to do this is to automate it. Most banking apps allow you to set up automatic recurring transfers. Set one up for every payday. This way, the money is out of your checking account before you're even tempted to spend it. Out of sight, out of mind. This single habit is the foundation of building wealth. Step 2. Cover your essentials. These are your 4 walls, the absolute must-pays to keep your life running. We're talking about housing, utilities, transportation, and food. Before you spend a dime on anything else, make sure these are covered. Go through your bank account and pay your rent or mortgage. Schedule your electricity, water, and internet bill payments. Figure out your transportation costs for the month, whether that's gas for your car or your public transit pass. And finally, allocate a specific budget for groceries. For example, if your rent is $1,200, utilities are $200, transportation is $100, and you budget $400 for groceries, you'd make sure that $1,900 is set aside or paid immediately. This gives you peace of mind, knowing that no matter what happens, your basic needs are met for the month. Step 3 is about tackling debt. If you have credit card debt, student loans, or a car payment, this is where you address them. Make at least the minimum payments on all your debts to avoid late fees and protect your credit score. If you have extra money after covering your essentials, consider using a debt payoff strategy, like the debt snowball or debt avalanche. The snowball method involves paying off your smallest debts first to get quick wins and build momentum. The avalanche method focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, which saves you more money in the long run. Let's say you have a $500 credit card bill with a 20% interest rate and a $5,000 student loan with a 5% interest rate. The avalanche method would tell you to put any extra cash towards that high-interest credit card first. Paying down debt is like giving yourself a raise because you're freeing up future income that would have gone to interest payments. Now for step 4. Plan for your other expenses. This is where you budget for everything that isn't a 4-wall essential. We're talking about things like personal care, entertainment, subscriptions, clothes, and eating out. This is your guilt-free spending money. A common mistake is not defining this amount. When you don't set a limit, it's easy to overspend. Go through your past bank statements to get a realistic idea of what you spend in these categories. Let's say you decide to allocate $150 for restaurants, $50 for subscriptions like Netflix and Spotify, and $100 for miscellaneous fun. That's your budget. The key is to be intentional. You're not depriving yourself. You're giving yourself permission to spend within a certain framework. This actually makes spending more enjoyable because you know you can afford it. Finally, step 5, review and adjust. A budget isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. Your life changes, and so will your finances. At the end of each week, or at least at the end of the month, take a quick look at your spending. Did you stick to your plan? Where did you overspend? Were there any unexpected expenses? For example, maybe you budgeted $100 for fun but ended up spending $150 because you went to a concert with friends. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. For the next month, you can either adjust your budget, maybe allocate more to entertainment and less to eating out, or make a conscious effort to stick to the original plan. This regular check-in keeps you engaged with your finances and helps you make smarter decisions over time. It turns budgeting from a chore into a powerful tool for financial control. So, let's do a quick recap of the first 5 payday routine. As soon as you get paid, the very first thing you do is transfer money into your savings. Pay yourself first. Always. Second, cover your 4 walls: housing, utilities, transportation, and food. Secure your essentials for the month. Third, make your debt payments. Get those minimums paid and put any extra towards your high-interest debts. Fourth, allocate a specific amount for your other spending categories, your guilt-free spending money. And fifth, review your spending regularly to see what's working and what needs to be adjusted. Following these 5 steps will create a massive shift in your financial life. You'll go from feeling reactive and stressed about money to feeling proactive and in control. You'll start building savings, paying down debt, and you'll know exactly where your hard-earned money is going. Imagine the feeling of not having to worry when an unexpected car repair comes up because you have an emergency fund. Imagine planning a vacation and paying for it in cash because you've been saving consistently. This isn't a fantasy. It's what happens when you have a system. It all starts with this simple payday routine. It might feel a little weird at first, but after a few months, it will become second nature. You're building a habit that will pay you back for the rest of your life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this routine helps you take control of your finances and build the future you want. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more tips on how to manage your money and live a better life. Let me know in the comments what your biggest payday challenge is. See you in the next video.